Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, y'all. This your girl, Dr. Najuma. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You all know the drill. You all know the drill. Wake up and where, wake up and where, wake up and where. Listen, sorry about the background. The background got messed up this morning. But I wanted to be sure to still come on our Winners Wednesday. Today is our Winners Wednesday, and it's on Wednesdays that we celebrate our wins. We acknowledge the things that we are grateful for, the ways in which we are winning in life, have won, are winning, plan to win, and celebrate those and acknowledge those. And so it is also post-election morning, and a lot of people are dealing with a lot of election grief. And so today's win word is process your election grief. Process your election grief. And again, sorry about the background. It is okay to process your election grief. Election grief is real. Many people have spent the last several months organizing, planning, strategizing, giving, showing up, having meetings, holding conversations, leading conversations, having arguments, and invested a lot in this season. And for many, things did not go the way they expected or the way they wanted, the way they hoped. Things looked very positive. And again, at the end of the day, the numbers came out the way they came out. And that reality will cause grief. And so today we process election grief. And you all know this platform here is all about recognizing that we can go through a major loss, recover, restore, rebuild, and win again. And it is a Winners Wednesday where we celebrate our wins. And so I want to just offer up a couple of things. And that is, first and foremost, um, one of the scriptures that I lean into is Psalm 20, verse 7, that says, "Some trust in chariots and horses, but we trust in the Lord." And so, as a believer, ultimately, and I shared this on a live that I did with our church this morning, ultimately, my trust is in the Lord. Ultimately, my trust in the Lord. Yes, I engage the political process, but ultimately, my trust is in the Lord. And whatever your faith tradition is, I pray that you are rooted in something larger, bigger, greater than just our political system, right? Because the political system is finicky, it's fickle, it's uncertain, it is not stabilized, and it really sometimes comes down to people, sometimes money, sometimes powers that be. And so it is too unstable to put your trust in it, right? But we still, because we live in this world, we're in this system, we're in this institution, we also have to, we also engage with it. And so that engagement, especially the way in which we saw last night with the election, can be disappointing, which can cause grief. And so on today, as we're processing election grief, I just want to remind you, spiritually, as a person of faith, I pray that you are rooted in something greater than just our system, greater than just the votes, greater than just the election process. I pray that you're rooted in something greater than that. Even if it's your own spirituality that you practice, I pray that you're rooted in something greater than that. How and because it's a Winners Wednesday, there are things to still celebrate, right? Like if you engage the election process, I know that one of the things that I encouraged here in LA were for people to get involved in local elections. And so there were some things locally that passed that I'm very grateful for. So on this Winners Wednesday, my win that I'm celebrating is that LA, we passed Measure A. That's the win I'm celebrating, is that we passed Measure A, and some other things that were really important. And some people got back in office, and some new people in office. And so that's the win that I'm celebrating, right? I'm also celebrating the win. Guess what? We're still here. The sky did not fall and the ground did not come up from underneath us, even in what is now being projected as a Trump administration taking over in January, right? The sky didn't fall and the world didn't drop out from beneath us. We're still here. We still have life. We still have health. We still have strength. We still have capacity. We still have ability. We still have autonomy. We still have possibility. We still have purpose. We still have calling. We still have destiny. So there still is a win. Right. And so on this Winners Wednesday, I want to encourage you to celebrate your win, even in the midst of the election loss, especially for those of you that were going for the um, Harris Walls campaign, right? And there's grave disappointment around that. So process the election grief, but understand that we can go through that major loss, recover, restore, rebuild, and get back out there and build again and win again. Why? Because after today, we still got purpose. We still have destiny. You still have your assignment on your life to fulfill, right? And so on this Winners Wednesday, I just want to lift this word of encouragement. Number one, celebrate the wins that are. If there were some other things that you voted for that passed, if there are some people that you voted for that won, celebrate those wins, right? Celebrate the win that we're still here, right? The sky didn't fall, the ground didn't crack open beneath us. We're still here. We have life, health, and strength, purpose, destiny, calling. Those things still exist. Um, you and I still have to be great people, good people, loving people, kind people, just people, righteous people. That still is, and so we can celebrate those wins, um, and know that it is our hour to get up, get out there, and still go and win. Additionally, I want to just encourage that, um, you know, in processing the election grief, there even in an administration that feels like doesn't, will not be okay, doesn't, won't serve the people. Know that we still have work in even in this administration or the coming administration, right? Joe Biden is still the president. The shift of power, the transfer of power hasn't happened yet. It's not going to until January. He's still the president. So while he's president, we still have work to do with the current administration. And when the new administration comes in, we have still work to do. So the work hasn't gone anywhere. The work hasn't gone anywhere. It's just who we have to work with. It's who we have to work with. And so my prayer for you, my hope is that in this hour that we take time to process election grief and begin to really discern and listen, or even being called in this season or in the new season with the new administration or a remix of an old administration, really, to lean in, to lean in and win, to lean in and win. Win for yourself, win for your family, win for your community. How are you? So this is a great time to start getting real quiet and listening these next few months, as we're waiting for the transfer of power, and ask the question, how am I being pulled? Where am I being pulled in to lean in? And who will I be in this time? Right? Who will I be in this time? And so it's still a winner's Wednesday. It's still a winner's Wednesday, because no matter whose administration we are under, we're still charged to lean in and win. We're still charged to lean in and be winners and win at life and win in the ways in which God is calling us. So I know it's disappointing, the initial shock for many. For some are celebrating. That's cool too. It's still a shock. It's still a challenge. And for many, they're processing their election grief, and that's okay. But you and I can go through a major loss like the election grief, recover, restore, rebuild. This is what we're going to do these next few months, and get back out there and win. So when there is a transfer of power, we still going to get out there and win. We're still going to get out there and win. And I can say this, and I shared this earlier, having gone through the loss of my son has taught me the value of trusting spirit, trusting God, trusting in my faith in the darkest hour. And for many, this is a dark hour. And that's why I want to encourage you to lean into your faith, lean into your sacred text, lean into your spirit and the spirit work that you do, um, and trust that. Trust in that in this dark hour. That is what will stabilize us. That is what will help us to heal and go forward. That is what will give us some rooting and grounding, even at a time like this. All right. So have an amazing day. It's a Winner's Wednesday. Celebrate your win. Again, my win is that LA, we passed Measure A, and I'm really glad that we did that, and some other things. And so I'm celebrating those wins today. And I'm not giving the loss or the perceived loss much energy outside of encouraging my people, my tribe. So I did a live on my church page for our church, and a bunch of people came on and are being encouraged by that word. And certainly because it's a Wednesday, it's a Winners Wednesday podcast show time. Sorry, my background is all messed up. I moved some things. And I got to tell y'all about my trip to Ghana, but we're going to do that next week. Um, but yeah, so it's a Winners Wednesday. Celebrate your wins. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Become a part of our Wake Up and Win tribe. We're here every Wednesday for sure for our Winners Wednesday word. Um, and then every now and then I pop in and offer a different Wake Up and Win word depending on what's happening. But I'll see you all next week for our next Wake Up and Win Winners Wednesday word. And have a blessed day. And make sure you check out some of our past shows. Today's Win Word. Okay? We out, y'all. Peace.